everybody, and welcome to today's video. This is video 1 in our flip-flop folio of favorite foods. How do you like that one? And basically what we're going to do is we're going to make a flip-flop journal and we're going to add recipes to it. So I am not going to add the recipes to it on camera, obviously, because you're going to use the ones that you want. Now I'm using a kit by Victoria Designs called Herbs, and I looked, and this particular one is an older one and it's not available anymore. However, they do have two other kits called Herbs or Herbal whatever, and there's one that's very similar to this that has a lot of writing area. So they're inexpensive ones. They're on sale for 50% off. So if you want to go check out Victoria Designs, it's with an E, Victoria Designs, on Etsy, then you could pick up very inexpensively one of these herbal kits. Now, they have a cooking kit, I think, but I would not swear to that. I have a ton of their kits, and I couldn't find one that I have that was specifically cooking, but I think this herbal one will do, or herbs kit. And so let's take a quick look at it. You'll notice that on the pages, a lot of the pages, there are lines for writing. That was one of the reasons I liked this kit. And one of these would make a nice cover. So we do have a few that are just pictures. I'm not really wild about either one of these, but this would make a good cover. It says the Wild Garden, you know. And here's some more writing pages. You could write something in here if you wanted. There's enough space to write a little something here. Maybe a 2-ingredient cookie. I love those. There's one that's, I think it's applesauce and oatmeal, and it makes apple cookies. So good. And then there's space over here to write one as well. We're not going to leave them together since we're doing a flip-flop. These would just be decorative. This is another writing page, and another writing page. And I'm not sure that you could write over this and have it be read, but you could write down here. And we're not going to be using them all full width either. Here's a writing page. Then we come to the double writing pages. And you see how many there are. You'll see why I picked this kit. I believe there's 20 pages in this kit. How did I get print on the back of this one in the middle? Huh. Odd. Very odd. Right in the middle. I must have had one printed and had it turned in there to print something else and then added more paper on top. See how many of these are writing pages? All of those. All of these. So a whole lot of those have lines on them or are blank. I haven't printed the back of anything yet. I probably will, just in case, because we could be using some of these as writing cards. These are the backing pages. Guess that's supposed to be there. It looks like it is. And then we have the ephemera, which I'm not sure how much of this we'll use. I haven't cut anything out yet. I'm going to take a look at it. We're definitely going to use these pockets. There's a pocket here. Here's some cards that you could write on the back of. an envelope that you could put something inside. Some labels for decoration. Just some pictures to decorate with. And these little tags, you could write little bitty things on the back. Little sayings, you know, or little kitchen sayings, little whatever you wanted. Okay? So there's not very many pages of ephemera because it's a smaller kit. It's not like one of those big giant kits. And that's why there's not a whole lot of strictly backing pages either. I think there's only 4. But that's okay because I think what we're going to do is I think we're going to use this striped one to make it easier to write on the backs of all the pages because these will come out like lines. Now, it will make a difference which way they came out of the printer because of the direction of the lines. Darn it. I went ahead and took them out of the printer without marking what was the front right corner because I didn't think it was going to make any difference, but it actually does. I think it's going to print out up and down anyway, no matter what I do. So we're going to have to turn any kind of card sideways to write on it, which is fine. Okay? All right, well, let me get the backs printed, and I will get the edges trimmed, and then we'll be ready to go. And then we will start with our manila folders. And here's some of the different envelope sizes that we may use. That's a lot more than what we're going to use as far as the number, but these are some of the different sizes and types. This is an invitation envelope. These are regular envelopes. These are check envelopes, but they're white on the inside. They're not security envelopes. And here's a couple of larger envelopes. What is that? Oh. Okay. A couple of these I thought were tan, but now that I look at them, I think they're just different kind of colors of white. Colors of white. In other words, I think some of them are supposed to be white, but they came out a little bit different color. Double check that they're not, yeah, they're not security on the inside. So they just look a little bit off as far as the color goes. All right, so let me get that, and then we'll come back and we'll make our flip-flop base, and then we will get started. Okay? All right, I'll see you in just a minute. Okay, we're back. This is part 2 of video 1. I've trimmed all the papers, I've printed on the back, and I changed what I printed on the back. Instead of using the solid striped paper, I used a double page that I believe, well, we'll get to it when we get to it, but they were 2 writing pages. So they came out perfect on the back. They gave me double writing pages. When I cut them in half, it gave me a writing page, and then a writing page and a writing page on the back. So I could choose which one I want to use. Okay, so these are the ones on, these ones on the top. I don't even think that's right. I don't even think that's right English. I don't even think that was correct English. Anyway, I have one set aside that are images that I don't think I can print on, and that's these here. This one I've decided is going to be the cover. And then we have these images where you can write up here if you want. You can stick something on here. You know, I forgot to get my coffee dyed paper, which we're going to need probably. And I don't know why this one is here. Oh, these are images that you can write on. Where are the ones you can't write on? Oh, they're on the bottom. Okay, so these are images you can write on, except for this one, which is the cover. I'm sorry, that have pictures or an image of some sort. Okay, so I've got these, and I'm not going to go through them all because we went through the papers. And then this is the back that I chose, and it was this image here. Okay. So these are the images you can write on. Silly me. Then these are the ones, I had a big stack of these that are just pretty much blank that you can write on. I didn't use the stripes mainly because they were vertical and I didn't feel like that would be easy to write on, whereas these dots can give you the semblance of a line that would make it easy for you to write on. Then we have these that are the images that I don't think you can write on. I didn't have this one in that pile because I felt like you could write on the bottom something small. So I'm still indecisive about this one. I almost used this as the cover. It's still the second runner-up, but it's coming out in fall, and these are all sort of spring flowers. But this isn't really fall anyway. So we could use either one as the cover. In fact, we're going to need two covers, aren't we? We're going to need a front and a back. So let's look through here real quick and see if we can find an image for our back page. Well, you know, our back page we can make with a pocket or something. This one would be all right. My Alexa in the living room has decided to talk for some random reason. I don't know why it does that every once in a while. It's kind of creepy. But, so we need a back cover, and I feel like we could find one that we could make a hidden pocket on. And that might be one of these two that we could put a hidden pocket on, probably this one. So we might want to set this one aside as our back cover. And so we've got all these pages that, and this one you can write on with an image. And then here's the image that, even though I like the kit, I'm not particularly wild about this one, but it is a good image, you know what I'm saying, to use. So I've got those stacks for these papers. I'm going to set this one aside for the front cover. And in fact, I'm going to write front on here. So that's going to be the front cover. I just got a ginormous package from Temu, and I'm getting another one. I do not know why, but I'm addicted to that site. And it's getting bad. So we could also use one of these on the back, like this one. So we'll have to wait and see. If the dog starts barking like crazy, it's because they come to the front door. That almost sounded like somebody coming down the stairs and setting something at the front door. I'm so excited. I'll, if I have enough crafting stuff, I'll do another unboxing. Thinking I want this one to be the back video. I mean, back page. Let's call this one the back cover. He doesn't know whether to bark or not. Alright, that might be it. Let me put you on pause. Okay, that wasn't it. He just decided to bark at the door. I was all excited. Us, 3. Okay. I say 3 because I trained him 1, 2, 3 time out. And then he realized 1 and 2 were freebies. He could still bark until I got to 3. So now I go straight to 3 to get him to stop barking. Go figure. Okay, so we only need 1 page here to figure out the size of our manila folders. Now the top one, we're going to have a tab on it. So we're going to have to make our own. These are legal sized manila folders. You could probably use a regular size, but I don't have any. If you're on Amazon and you're looking at the description and then the prices here, look right below for used ones. And you're thinking to yourself, I don't want used manila folders. You click on it and it'll show you the prices, right, of the alternate sellers and things like that. And if you see Amazon Warehouse, it's one that the box has a ding on it. And I got a box of 100 of the manila folders for 78 cents. So I bought 3 of them and I bought 300 folders. I told everybody at Sweet Pea Papers, which is one of my Facebook groups. The other one is Junk Journal Tutorials, Videos, and Projects. So be sure to visit both of those. And the links will be below. Also the link to my Ko-Fi shop. So we're going to cut these, and on the top one we're going to have a tab, but obviously we can't put the page over here or we lose our fold. So what we're going to do is we're going to put, let me set 2 of these aside. We're going to use 3 folders, by the way, to make the flip-flop. Otherwise it doesn't work. Well, it does, but we're putting in recipes. We don't want to do just one. We want about 1/8 of an inch all the way around so we can see our inking and such. Now, I'm not going to stamp or anything on this one. If you want to stamp this edge all the way around or ink, I'm going to ink the folder, but you know what I mean, stencil all the way around the pages, then you're going to want to leave extra. Otherwise, you won't be able to see all your hard work. Okay? But I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to put it right up against here. Then I'm going to add this is 1 1/4 inches. So we're going to start that little bit out. We're going to add 1 1/4 inches to draw our own tab on this front one. So we want it to be this wide. So the front one's going to be different than the others. So we're not going to have tabs on the others. We'll have tabs on the cards that stick out. Okay? And we want it to be this tall because that's just a little bit taller than the paper, and that gives us our border. So let's cut this one. And you're going to have to cut it long ways first so that it fits, and then that gives you this. And when we cut the width, that gives us our tab that we're going to trace on here so that we can cut it out. Okay? So this is what we end up with after we cut it. We can even use this tab if we wanted to. Turning it over this way. Let's double check our measurements. I kind of like, oh, but then the tab is at the bottom. No, it's not. Silly. Kind of like that. Or we could have the longer tab. Is this the 1.25 inches? I don't think so. Or we can still use it. Okay, so the height and the width is fine. Might be a little tall. I'm going to cut just a smidge off the height. I feel like it's about a 1/16 too tall. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so we're going to have our paper here. Then we're going to draw our tab on here. I'm thinking I'm going to use the smaller one. So we're going to trace it. Preferably not quite as dark as I traced it. Now it's up to you whether you want to cut through both or just the front one and have this area on the next layer. We're going to be gluing them together, so I feel like it would be easier. No, we need to cut the tab through both, or the paper, it'll be too big for the paper on the second, on that third, well, it's going to be the third page. Okay, so let's cut out our tab. I love getting Temu packages. Most of the time I don't remember what I ordered. I didn't cut that very well. I guess it looks alright. So now we've got our tab. So now let's round this corner. And now I am going to have to put you on pause when it's time to ink, because I'm not going to make you watch me ink everything. How did this one come out a little crooked than, or a little bit bigger than this one? Oh, the tab, or the papers must have been kind of poofed up a little bit. This could be a little bit rounder. It's at a funny spot though, isn't it? There we go. That's better. And get everything off, any line that you've got or pencil marks. Okay, so now the next ones, we're going to need the paper for. Now remember to keep all these. Remember to keep all these. Don't just remember, remember. Okay. So now this one we can't use as a template. because we made the extra width for the tab. So this one, we'll use the height of this one. Where'd my pencil go? If I don't put things back where they belong, I can't find them. I was taking a photo of a prize that I won from Two Sisters Jam, which is Stacy and Dana. I don't remember their last names, but their shop on Etsy is Two Sisters Jam. And I won a prize in the last drawing. I didn't mean to enter because I was one of the sponsors, so that makes me feel bad. But once she had recorded the drawing, it was too late. So I forgot to put not for a drawing on my posts when I posted them to show people what I had done. Yeah. Alright, so we've got this all the way around. The height looks good. Let's do the width here. And it's not going to come out the same as this one. It's going to be smaller. That's all right because we're going to put pockets when we glue them together anyway. So once again, we're going to do the height first. That gives us our flap. That gives us our flap. And we're going to do our width, and that gives us our tab. And now these are bigger, so we can use them for pockets. Okay? And here's our book. So keep the tabs together, keep your flips together. And now the second one, let's double check. This looks crooked. Okay. It was off by about a 1/16. Okay, so now let's make sure that we can do what we want, which is to put this one on this way. So you're going to want to put it on so the flap opens this way. All right? Now, I don't know how much of this we're going to get done in 5 days. I always say that. But this is true for this one because we're going to put some flips and flaps on there. And then this will be our pocket. Glue these together the other way. Yeah, I think this size will be all right. Be sure to save these, even if you don't use them. You make perfect flip books. In fact, this one's almost the exact right size. Maybe we'll make a flip book next and we'll save all these. Instead of a flip flat book, we'll make a flip book. I haven't made one of those in a while. So this is going to be our height. This is going to be our width. So this one's going to be smaller like the second one. So we're going to have two big tabs. Let me set these two smaller ones to the side. Separately. Even my scraps are organized. Don't laugh. Don't laugh because it's true. Okay, so I'm going to put you on pause while I'm really going to stop the video and do the inking. I'm using Vintage Photo, which I'd like to use Gathered Twigs, but I think that's going to be too dark. So this is what you want to do. You want to ink all around the edge, all around this whole inside edge, and up the middle. Now I know that you're going to be gluing some of it together, so you won't see all of it, but when you go to look in the pockets, you want to make sure you've got it inked. So, because this one's going to go this way, so you want to make sure that everything is inked, even though it's going to be glued together. All right? All right. So I'll see you in a minute when I have everything inked. If you're going to stamp around the edges, now would be the time to do it, or stencil around the edges. I normally stamp around the edges, but I'm not going to do that on this one because I don't think it would look right. Okay? All right, I'll see you in just a bit. Okay, here we are back in part 3 of video 1, and everything is inked inside, outside, everywhere. I did stamp. I had this stamp set, which I love, and these two stamps go here. And so I took the two long stamps and I stamped the tabs with them, since I'm not going to write anything on the tabs. And let me show you a trick. This was the front one, and it didn't come out quite as well. You know what I mean? This flower right here didn't really stamp. So all I did was I turned it inside out and flipped it over. You know, if I turned it inside out and just left it, it would have been on the wrong side. So I flipped it inside out and flipped it over. And now I've got the nicer stamp. This one's a little low, but I'd rather have a little low in all the flowers than not all the flowers. Okay? So I got this set. I don't remember where I got a set as a gift, and then I got a set on Temu, I think. So I don't remember which one is which. I've got another set doesn't have the two long ones. It's got two medium-sized ones, or 4 medium-sized ones. So anyway, oh, this is Temu. You know where I got this? I got this in an unboxing. That's why it has the Temu stamp on it. So this is the one I got for free. So it wasn't a gift, it was a freebie from Temu for doing a review. Okay. Also, I don't remember if I showed this in the first part of the video. These are some of the envelopes that we might use. So these are the different sizes. This one should be this way because the back is different. The flap is different. And then these should be this way. Okay. So we'll definitely use the two big ones, and we're definitely going to use some of these and a couple of these. So we're probably going to use almost all those somewhere in here anyway, and we'll have to ink them up. Let's glue this bad boy together. What do you guys think? All right, so now we're going to glue this one backwards. The flap is going to open on the opposite side. So we're going to glue this to this. Since this is smaller, we're going to put the glue on the smaller piece. Okay? and we're going to leave a pocket. So we're not going to glue this side. And leave a pocket, so we're not going to glue this side. Okay. That ding was probably my chat that I chat in every night with my friends. I have 5 or 6 friends, well, more than that, but the regulars are going to be 5 or 6 friends from the Junk Journal with Joy Facebook group. We have a chat set aside for the night chat. Now that's crooked, so I'm just going to slide it over so you can see why I stamped that on both sides. So this one opens backwards, so this one is going to open this way. Did I just do that wrong? No, so it's going to glue on this one this way. This way. We want them to open the opposite way every time. So if this one's going to open this way, then this one's going to open this way. And we'll make a pocket out of this. And so we won't glue this long side over here. We'll just glue these 3 sides. Oops, I got a little bit of a volcano going. Sorry, that's everybody joining in. So we'll glue this to this. And then we'll have it all put together. Whoopsie. Make that pocket smaller, isn't it? See if I can get away with that. And just glue it farther over. Look at that glue. Look how much there is. Okay, and now we want, let's see, that opens that way, so we want this one to open this way, same as the front. And we're going to glue this to this. Oh look, this one's a little bit longer. How did I manage that? Glue this to this. Oh no, it was just a little crooked. Okay. Glue that to that. And then we're going to make some sort of envelope thing on the front. So this is going to open, and then this is going to open this way. And then this is going to open this way. Look how that opens. Should have taken the tab off that back side, huh? We'll work around it. We'll work around it. We'll slide the paper in here when we paper it. And because when we close it, see, so we'll paper it while it's this way. And then we've got our pocket. And then we'll go this way. And we'll have a pocket here. No, somehow I managed only one. Oh no, this is a double pocket. So when we put it all together, it should open all the way out, and it does, into this. Okay, that's why it's called a flip-flop, because you go all the way through this way to the back, and then you turn it like this, and you go all the way back around to the front. Okay? All right. So it looks like we've got 30 minutes left. So I'm going to actually stop the video here, and then I will figure out what we're going to do with this cover page I want to be able to see this image. So we're going to have to glue some envelopes onto this and then leave this in the back. Or we could find another backing paper and then cut 2 envelopes so that they come together, paper them with this image, and then we would still have that image on top. We may do that. It's going to make awfully skinny envelopes though. We could use paper. We could use papers. Okay, well, let me just think about it, and I will come back. We still have 20 minutes left, I think. I had 25 on there, and I did 10 on there. So the other one was... Yeah, let me figure out how much time we have left. Maybe we'll do an inside page and save this for later. And we'll do this first inside page when we come back. Okay? All right, I'll see you in part 3. Part 4. Okay, here we are back again. I'd like to apologize. I think parts 2 and 3 may have had a noise in them. I had turned on the auto noise reduction and for background noise, and so it was making my voice louder, but the background noise was kind of... So let's see if I fixed it so parts A and B, or no, B and C of this 2 and 3 may have had a background noise. Hopefully this one won't. I've been having some trouble with background noise lately. Okay, so what we're going to do for this page, and we've only got 15 minutes left, so we're just going to get started on this, and then we'll finish it real quick in the next video, and then start on to the next, okay? So this is going to be page 1, and I've numbered 2, and I haven't numbered the rest yet. So this is the paper that I've decided to use for the back, and so with the writing on it. Then we're going to just do something simple. Let's get the magnets out. And in fact, before I forget, we're just going to do the front and backs of the envelope and stick the envelope on. We've got a pocket. I've trimmed it for a pocket on this side already, and I've over inked. And I've kind of over inked this a little bit to try to match this here. So down here, you can see it's a little darker around the edges right here because I've kind of added a little extra ink. So let's put the magnet on. I'm going to have to get some more. Okay. I almost forgot. Would have had a Velcro dot right off the bat. Okay. So now let's do the front. I know I said I didn't like this image or the other image, but this one says the Wild Garden, and it fits right on the front of this particular envelope. So let's see if we can get it lined up. If we don't, we'll go to the back and I'll redo this off camera. I'm going to have confidence that I can get it done. Okay, because we want it to be right here. So I'm going to slide it straight down. Well, that's not straight down, is it? Okay. Excuse the sniffle. So I want to try to get the flowers and some of the tape on as well. So let's do here and here. we should be able to get this done. We're just covering the envelope. Looks pretty close to center. If there weren't stripes, we wouldn't really know. Okay. And in fact, it could be just a smidge smaller, so I'm going to take it off on the large side. Perfect. Okay, now we want to put this here. I want to keep the flowers. So we'll cut it here. And we'll cut it here. Oh, we have to remember about keeping our picture where we want it. So we will cut it here. And it looks a little long. Let's leave that line there. Move it down a smidge. We'll make this just a smidge shorter. I sure hope that noise is gone. And then we have to make sure that we put this right side up. And we want to ink it. Now the reason I'm using this is because even though we're going to be doing this in the fall, it looks like we're not going to be able to make it obviously a fall folio, but you can use whatever season you like, and that's why I didn't call it the flip-flop folio of favorite fall foods. Which would have been great. But that doesn't mean that we can't put fall recipes in here. Now I'm going to put some recipes in that I found at thepioneerwoman.com. She has all these wonderful apple and pumpkin and whatever recipes in. And I'll make a PDF. I'm not making a PDF for this video. I haven't been making them. But I'll make a PDF with the recipes in it. I'm going to ink this a little bit more even. Can't decide whether to bark or not. He's just kind of halfway barking because the neighbor took their dog down or up the stairs. Now they have two, so now they'll be taking the second one out here in just a minute. They have pit bulls, as you guys know. I've talked about this before. They're not socialized. They adopted them. I think they adopted two a little close together, but that's my opinion, and you know, they're not my dogs, and so my opinion doesn't count. Nor should it. But Anyway, when they first moved in, they got all kinds of noise complaints because they were howling. And, I mean, every time they would leave the apartment, the dogs would start howling. It was unbelievable. I was nearly in tears one night because they howled for hours and hours and hours. So I finally talked to her and told her what was going on. And, of course, they had no idea because they weren't home. Oh, look at that. Okay, let's cover the back. And we don't have a big enough scrap off of this one to make the card. It looks like we're not going to on this one either. This is a bigger off-size card. It's an invitation size envelope, not a business envelope. And I want to get this dark area on here, so that's why I'm measuring it this way. Anyway, so we're going to have to use another page to make the card. Cut it here. I'm going to cut it here. Now, you know, I had a big old bowl of cereal for breakfast, and now I'm hungry. Of course, it's almost 9 a.m., and I had breakfast at 3:30 a.m. So, I'm going to write the recipes in pencil. And then I have a brown glitter pen that I might put the titles or the names of the recipes in with. What does it look? It's crooked. Let's see. Let me put this across here. And this is the corner that's crooked. And then put the, why was that? Doesn't look crooked. Uh-huh. It was crooked, but the other way. Now let's see. More sniffle allergies. Oh, it said a high pollen alert for today. Duh. It figures. If I look at the dots, it does look a smidge crooked. According to the dots, it's straight. Pretty soon it's going to be too small. Oh, there's words on here. There's letters, so we have to put it this way. So we're not going to have a whole lot of writing. We're going to have some ephemera, obviously. But we're going to try to have big enough cards that we can write little recipes on them. If I can find some. But now this one will have room for here, here, and the card on the inside. remember to put your tabs on before you write your recipe so you can see where it's going to be, and not end up putting your tab on and covering up part of your recipe, okay? I would make your whole book, unless you know for sure exactly which recipes, and then you make places for each one to fit. But I was thinking of making the whole thing and then coming back and putting recipes that fit in, because I don't know ahead of time. I just know that I want recipes that I can pull out every fall and make. Oops. I almost glued it on upside down. And remember, you want to glue the paper and just around the edges, because you do not want to glue your pocket shut. Now, I don't like the fact of how wide this is, so I'll probably come back in and use some washi. I don't have time right now on camera to look it up. Let's see. I have a ton of washi. Okay. I'm going to glue this on. And then we can line up for the magnet. We've got 4 minutes left. So we'll just line up the magnet. And we'll stop the timer. So I'm pretty sure we can do this in about 5 minutes or so. I can't believe we made this page in 15 minutes. Because we're not putting pockets and such in. It's probably why it's quicker. I'm going to put this one in the center so we can see the... Maybe we should put it farther down so you can see all of the writing. I could have put it farther down, but my glue is not cooperating now because it's almost dry. See if that helps. Takes longer waiting for that second air bubble. So we're going to probably have lots of flaps. If we have pockets, we'll probably try to make them big enough to put cards in them that have recipes, obviously. So that will be our challenge in this book, or folio. The ones on the tabs, or the tabbed pages, are going to be more centered, so they're going to be farther away from here. Because I put them in with this side only having the little bit and it looked too far. So I took this corner point right here, there's a little notch, and I used that and went in from that. Okay? Alright, so that's it for page 1, and I'll see you in the next video, which is video 2. I promise it's not part 1, video 1, part 4006, and that'll be just a second for you and a day for me. Okay, bye-bye.